In this video, we will talk about the conversion between mass and mass and between two different substances in a chemical reaction. The question comes in this way: calculate the mass of hydrogen reacts with 170 grams of nitrogen in the previous reaction. So the relationship right now between nitrogen and hydrogen. And if we want to just the first step as we used to is the planning to solve the question. So we have 170 grams of nitrogen and we want to calculate the mass of hydrogen. We can't, as we said, convert from mass to mass, but we used to say that if we have mass, we can convert it to moles. So if we convert more grams of the mass of nitrogen to moles of nitrogen, and on the other hand, if we want mass, we can calculate mass using the number of moles. So we can convert moles of nitrogen, grams or mass of nitrogen to moles of nitrogen, and we can get the mass of hydrogen using the moles of hydrogen. And we can connect between the moles of nitrogen and moles of hydrogen using the mole ratio. So we can say that we can convert mass of nitrogen to mole of nitrogen, and we can get the mass of hydrogen using mole of hydrogen. So we can connect between both of them using the mole ratio from the chemical reaction, mole to mole. The problem right now in this video and on previous videos that talking about converting from mass to mole or mole to mass is the connection between the two different substances. We have two different substances. This part of the answer is talking about nitrogen. This part of the answer talking about hydrogen. And this part of the answer is the connection between both of them, and the connection is using the mole ratio, and we can get the mole ratio from the chemical reaction. So as we said before, I like to write the conversion factor before answering the question. And the first one, if we want to convert between gram and mole, we use the molar mass. So we have grams and we have mass and we want to get moles. So the conversion factor would be written, the denominator will be the mass and the numerator will be the number of moles. So as I said before, just hide the numbers just to make sure that you will not use the number from the question, use the number from the periodic table. We said that the molar mass of ammonia is 17 grams, and we said that the mass will be in the denominator, so 17 grams of ammonia forms 1 mole of ammonia. Okay, so the first step to convert from mass of ammonia. I'm sorry, we're talking now about nitrogen. Nitrogen, it is 14 grams. 14 grams of, I'm sorry, not 14. We have nitrogen N2, so it will be 28 grams of nitrogen. 28 grams of nitrogen. And it will be 1 mole of nitrogen because it is N2. N, just N, is 14 grams. So 1 mole of nitrogen is 14 grams. So mole of N2 gas will be 28 grams. Multiply mole. We want to convert from mole of nitrogen to mole of hydrogen. We use the mole ratio from the chemical reaction. We have mole of nitrogen and we want to convert to mole of hydrogen. So nitrogen and hydrogen. The known this one is known and this one is unknown. Okay, so the known is in the denominator and the unknown will be in the numerator. So the known, we have 1 mole of nitrogen, and 3 moles of hydrogen. So 1 mole of nitrogen reacts with 3 moles of hydrogen to produce 2 moles of ammonia. The last step is converting from moles of hydrogen to mass of hydrogen. From mole to mass, we also use the conversion factor. We can conclude using the molar mass in the periodic table. We just say that if we, from mole to mass, if we have 1 mole of hydrogen, H2, it will weigh 2 grams. As we said before, in the case of nitrogen, we don't have just H, we have H2. So hydrogen, the molar mass for hydrogen atom is 1 gram per mole, and the molar mass for hydrogen molecule H2 will be 2 grams per mole. So we just write the number in the equation: 100 grams of N2 multiplied by the first conversion factor, multiplied by the second, multiplied by the third conversion factor. As we see, we start using the mass of the first substance, it is nitrogen, and we finish using the mass of hydrogen. We can conclude if we use the suitable conversion factors or not using the way I said before. Just try to get the answer. It is 36.2 grams of hydrogen. If we want to calculate the number or the mass of hydrogen reacts with 170 grams of nitrogen, it will be just 36.2 grams of hydrogen. So as we said before, to make sure that we use the suitable conversion factor, it is the mass of nitrogen, moles of nitrogen, moles of nitrogen, moles of hydrogen, moles of hydrogen. Then mathematically calculate the answer, that multiple 170 multiplied by 3, then 2, then divide by 28. It will be 36.2 grams of hydrogen. Thank you.